Good afternoon, guys. It's Working, bringing you a quick update on Bitcoin. Hoping you guys are having a wonderful week. It's been a very interesting 24 hours for Bitcoin. Obviously, with the SEC FUD on the ETF. I think that a lot of that was a lot of FUD. I think more than likely the SEC will approve an ETF later on this year. They pushed it back to I believe it was September that they're going to make a decision on the other ones other than the Winklevoss twins. But anyway, guys, certainly was a little scare in the market. Yesterday I spoke. I said price was consolidating within this wedge here. I told you that more than likely we were going to get a breakout. Sure enough, we did. I said I didn't know if it'd be up or down. I said if price broke down, it was very likely going to come into this zone between 7900, 7800. That's exactly what happened. It came down, hit that zone perfectly, started consolidating sideways. Excuse me, guys. And then just recently we had this nice tick up. That's very bullish news. Tells me that there is still good sentiment in the market, that FUD is not taking over. That's a very good sign, guys. What I would like to see, though, it does look to me like there's probably going to be another wave down, in my opinion. Not sure how far that's going to go, how low that's going to go, guys. But just probability-wise, it looks to me like there'll probably be one more wave down. At least we're looking at this line here. If we extend this line from our wedge, we want this line to get broken. We can see it came up, got tested, has been slightly rejected by just a wick here, and now we're waiting to see how price ends up reacting here. If price does break above this wick, or excuse me, if price does break above this descending resistance line by more than a wick, at that point it may come up here, create almost a double top at this 8500, test that 8500 again, possibly coming back down for another wave down. If we can break above that 8500, guys, remember that's going to be a very, very bullish indication. As I've told you guys before, I'm going to continue to hammer this into your heads. Remember that 8500 is going to be a very, very key point. I say that because if we use this whole structure from our prior swing high all the way to swing low, excuse me, we can see 8500 is just to the other side of that golden pocket. Remember, the golden pocket is between the 618 fib and the 65 fib levels. If we can get north of that 65 fib and 65 fib level, which would be the bottom of the golden pocket there, or the top, depending on how you look at this, then I believe price is going to start snowballing upwards at a rather rapid pace. So we're going to have to wait and see how this ends up playing out, guys. For now, we want to get north of this descending resistance line. If price does end up getting rejected hard off this resistance line, I'm going to start looking at this zone down here. Go ahead and blow this up a little more so you guys can see it a little bit better. I'm going to be looking at this zone down here, right around. It's not what I'm looking for. There we go. Right around 7,700, about 7,700 to 65, or excuse me, to 7,650. Right here in this zone, I would expect price to come back down, possibly create a double bottom. If it does create a double bottom, we get a nice bounce up to break above this descending resistance line. That'd be a very bullish indication. If it does end up getting rejected back down, then more than likely I think we're going to come into this resistance zone here. At that point, I may consider playing a very quick swing trade. If we look at the, let's go swing high to swing low. Well, wrong way, guys. I'm a little dyslexic today. We just look at this microstructure right in here. Swing low, swing high. There we go. We can see the 618 is almost right on top of that zone, right on top of that 7700, somewhere thereabouts. So I'm expecting price to come down, possibly wick just inside there, fill a buy order, and then I would expect a stronger bounce right back up. We'll wait and see if that ends up happening. If price does break below this zone, at that point I'm going to be looking for at this zone down here. I believe I pointed this out to you guys yesterday. This zone right in here should be a very decent, there we go, demand zone, right? And that's between 7350 and 7400. I'm expecting there to be a lot of buy orders down in that area. So if price does break below this zone, I'm expecting to get caught right here at 7400, 7350, somewhere thereabouts, where I would expect a bounce there as well. So again, guys, to the upside, the key number here is this 8500. We've got to get north of 8500. To the downside, we're looking at two key zones. First is going to be this 7700 to 7650. Second is going to be this 7400 to 7350. Somewhere thereabouts. If you are looking at taking positions, in my opinion, a very quick swing trade in this zone here more than likely will come down get a small little bounce, at least a couple $100 bounce, maybe make a 2 to 3% profit off of that. Below that, coming down with a very tight stop, guys, because if price does just crash right through there, that's obviously a very real possibility. I think the market makers right now want to bring price lower. I think they were trying to capitalize on that FUD yesterday from the SEC supposedly rejecting the ETF. Well, they did reject the second ETF from the Winklevoss twins, but the overall ETFs have not been rejected. But again, they're trying to capitalize on it, trying to spread some fun, trying to get some FUD, trying to get the price lower. So we could see prices come down here as low as 7,350. Even though at this point, guys, I'm not going to, if we do get that low, I'm not going to underestimate the market. We may, in fact, go even below that. I would have a very tight stop if you do, in fact, play a trade right in this zone, a very tight stop loss. The zone that I'm looking for, guys, the one that I want to I don't want to happen, but if it does happen, I'm going to absolutely buy. In my opinion, would be an absolute must buy, and that is this zone at about 6,800. If we go swing low to swing high from this other structure here, let me get rid of this larger. There we go. From this other structure here, swing low, swing high from these 5 waves up here. We can see the 618 fib level, as I pointed out a couple times in the past here. That's right on top of the neckline of that inverse head and shoulders. So if price doesn't coming down to 6,800, in my opinion, that's a must buy at that point. Very, very good risk to reward if price does get down to that level. But again, I would keep stop losses very, very tight. All right, guys, looking at our indicators, go ahead and blow it up here so you can see price a little bit. We can see obviously that price is in this zone here. From this point to this point, price was creating a lower high from this point. Now, if I go here to the RSI, we're looking at the hourly, by the way. If I look at the RSI here, we can see that the RSI created to the upside a higher high. Now, this little structure right here, from here to here, this point, that is a downtrend. So on a downtrend, when you're looking for hidden divergence, this is going to be considered hidden bearish divergence, guys, because this would be on the upside. We can see it created a higher high, signaling a continuation of the pattern heading down. So at least in the short term, again, this is only on the hourly. So at least in the short term, I am expecting one more kick down, possibly, as I said, to this zone here, possibly a double bottom, then to come back up and test it. But we are also seeing that hidden bearish divergence on the MACD. You can see it right here on the histogram, where we also it created a higher high on the histogram, even though price created a lower high. And again, in a downtrend, guys, that is hidden bearish divergence. So that's very interesting that we did have that. Now, to the upside, if you look right below that, guys, we're getting all kinds of mixed signals, but I think this is already played out. We actually had actual bullish divergence. Remember, from here, let me pull it out to you guys just so I don't confuse you. From there to there, price created a lower low. However, on the RSI, from this point to this point, the RSI created a higher low, and that is what caused this jump right here. I shouldn't say that's what caused it, but that was a signal that and now it ended up playing out with this jump here. However, with this latest jump, we can see on the RSI, it went higher than this prior high on the RSI. Again, all this being a downtrend from this point to this point, a very short but still temporary, still a downtrend from that point to that point. That is hidden bearish divergence, guys. So even though we saw that price, that we had an indication that price was going to spike up, it has now spiked up, and our latest indication is that more than likely we're going to get another kick down. Now, again, it is only on the hourly, so that isn't signaling a longer-term downtrend. It would more than likely just be one more kick down, at least in the short term. Once we do get down there, guys, we're going to have to wait and see how it plays out. Like I said, I do expect there to be some support right here at about 7700 to 7650, somewhere thereabouts, guys, where I would expect it to either create a double bottom at about 7800, but if it breaks 7800, then more than likely it's going to come down to about 7650, 7700, somewhere thereabouts into this zone. Again, if that does break, though, then we're going to be looking at this zone down here between 8400 and 8350, somewhere thereabouts, guys. So looking at our MEAs, And our moving averages, we can see this is the purple line here is a 200-day moving average. We can see prices still getting closer to that 200-day moving average. If we can get north of that 200-day moving average, guys, that's going to be an extremely bullish sign. It's going to be a big buy signal for a lot of people. We can see our Bollinger Bands price is just below the top outer portion of the Bollinger Band here, guys. Again, signaling a possible pullback, at least in the short term. We can see we're on the daily chart here, by the way, guys. We can see the 8-day EMA represented in blue here. Price just is acting as support, has been in the past here, has been for quite some time. Every time prices come down, it's bounced right off that 8-day EMA. Be a very bullish sign if that 8-day EMA holds. If it doesn't hold and ends up breaking down, then, as I said, guys, more than likely we're going to see at least 7650, possibly 7400, or somewhere thereabouts. Looking at the 4-hour, we can see prices sitting right in the middle of the Bollinger Bands, not showing any confirmation of one direction or another. It's above the 8-day EMA as well as the 2155, obviously, so that is a bullish sign. So not too much. We aren't seeing too much in our moving averages. Let's check longs and shorts. Looking at our longs are starting to, looks like people are starting to take profit from that recent high, starting to liquidate those longer positions, at least to a very small degree so far, guys. I think the market is just very uncertain. Looking at shorts, we can see shorts have dropped off. We can see they're starting to slowly build just a little bit. We had a very strong wick here, guys. So again, a lot of uncertainty in the market, not showing any persuasion in one direction or another. Neither longs nor shorts are stacking, guys. So just a lot of uncertainty. A lot of people's kind of playing the sit back and wait game. As I said, guys, this was a very strong rise up, so I am expecting a pullback in the short term here, but whether or not that ends up breaking below and then just bounces back up is going to be anybody's guess, guys. The two zones to keep an eye on, as I keep saying, guys, right here, 7700 to 7650, and this descending resistance line here. If we can get north of that, then we're going to be looking at this 8500 to see if we can break that. And if we get north of 8500, guys, I do believe it'll be off to the races. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it there. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, please let me know in the comment section below. And until next time, have a great week. This is Workin, signing out.